The Skinstructors tip of the week. If you're not sure where to start when it comes to business metrics, I want you to start here, your rebooking rate. This is one of the most immediately impactful numbers you can track and improve without spending a dime on marketing or ads. Every time a client leaves without their next visit scheduled, you're rolling the dice on whether they'll come back. Life gets busy, people forget, and before you know it, 3 months have gone by. But when you take 60 seconds at the end of an appointment to say something simple like, to keep your skin progress on track, let's go ahead and book your next visit now. You create consistency. You take the pressure off your future self to chase down clients, and you show your client that there's a long-term plan, not just a one and done service.
Welcome back to the Skinstructors, the podcast where we bring you all things aesthetics. I'm your host, Morgan.
And I'm Jolie. We're two master estheticians and aesthetic educators who are all about helping you level up, love your work, and grow your business with purpose.
And today's topic is pure gold if you're serious about taking your career from busy to profitable. We're talking business metrics, but in a totally not boring way.
Yeah, we're breaking down the 6 most important numbers every esthetician should know. Numbers that can help you earn more, book smarter, and retain clients who rave about you. We're discussing utilization rate, retention rate, rebooking percentage, request percentage, average service value, and retail sales.
If you've ever felt like you're working all the time but not sure where the money's going, this episode is for you.
All right, let's set the tone here. Why do business metrics even matter for us as estheticians?
Because without metrics, you're just making emotional decisions in your business. You're saying, I feel busy, or I think I'm doing well, but feelings aren't facts.
And the truth is, when you know your numbers, you can shift your strategy. You stop reacting and start intentionally designing your schedule, your pricing, your client journey.
Exactly. Metrics aren't just for spa owners or managers. If you're behind the chair or the treatment bed, this is your data, your career, your paycheck.
Think of it this way. You're the CEO of your own SD business. CEOs don't guess. They track, evaluate, and adjust. That's what we're teaching you today. Let's start with one of the most underrated, utilization rate.
Yes, if you've ever said, I'm working all the time, but I'm not making what I should, this might be the number that explains it.
Your utilization rate is the percentage of your available work hours that are actually filled with services.
So let's say you're available for 40 hours this week, but only 28 of those hours are booked. That's a 70% utilization rate, which means 30% of your time is just sitting there not making you money.
And here's the thing, you can feel busy because you're working weird, choppy hours, but if you're not booked smart, you're losing time and income.
That's why our goal for utilization is 80 to 90%. You want your time to be intentionally filled, not scattered and draining.
If you're under that number, start by looking for common gaps. Are you taking big breaks between clients? Are people canceling last minute and you're not backfilling those slots?
Some quick fixes that we love is to reduce buffer time between appointments if it's too generous, offer add-ons to round out some awkwardly timed appointments, and lastly, use an online booking software that helps fill empty slots or lets people book short notice.
And don't forget about a waitlist feature. If someone cancels, fill that spot fast.
Also, check how many of your services are under 30 minutes. Sometimes you're doing quick treatments but not stacking them well. A couple of $45 services spread across 6 hours is not profitable.
Facts. So your homework, check your availability versus how many hours are actually booked this week. Divide those numbers and get your percentage.
Then ask, what would have to change for me to hit 85% next week? Whether that's better scheduling, fewer gaps, or smart service pairings, it starts with awareness.
Because busy isn't the goal, efficient is.
All right, let's get into one of the most telling metrics in your business, retention rate.
Yep, and your retention rate is the percentage of clients who come back to see you again. And listen, if your calendar feels like a revolving door of one-time appointments, this is the number you need to check.
Exactly. A high retention rate means you're building a loyal, sustainable clientele, not constantly burning energy trying to find the next client.
And the best part, loyal clients usually spend more over time, refer friends, and are easier to serve because they trust you and already know your process.
But if your retention rate is low, it could be a sign that something's off. Not necessarily with your technique, but maybe with your follow up, the experience, or how connected the client felt.
So let's talk improvement. One of the biggest things we see is estheticians not following up after appointments. It's a simple thank you text or a DM to check on their skin reaction 48 hours later. That's retention magic.
Makes the client feel seen. You're no longer just the person who gave them a facial, you're their skin partner.
And personalization goes a long way too. Use their name, remember their preferences, note what they said about their skin or their stress or their kids' graduation.
Like, how did that calming serum feel after your last treatment? Or did you end up using that mask we talked about?
Those little things build trust and relationship. And that's what retention is built on, not discounts.
Another tip, if you're unsure about why people aren't coming back, don't be afraid to ask. Use a feedback form or ask during a consultation, what would make this experience even better for you?
So here's your challenge this week. Pull your client list and check how many have rebooked within the last 6 weeks. Identify your top 10 most loyal clients and find patterns. Then choose one new retention habit, whether that's better follow up, personalized recommendations, or a welcome back email.
And just remember, you don't need 100 new clients. You need 30 loyal ones who come back every month.
Retention is the long game and it pays off big time. We want you to aim for a 70 to 80% retention rate. Let's talk about your client request rate. How often do clients request you by name? This isn't about ego, it's about branding. It means your reputation is strong and clients are choosing you, not just the next available provider.
The goal here is to have 90 to 95% of your clients requesting you. It takes time to increase this percentage, but if your request rate is low, it could mean your visibility is low or your client experience isn't distinctive enough.
Yeah, to improve this, show up online consistently, talk about your specialty, and ask for reviews or referrals. Your client is your biggest marketer.
I love that you mentioned reviews. While it might feel a little awkward at first, if you ask your clients to write a review for you, it can really drive first time requests. There's so many clients who check reviews before booking an appointment, and if they see your name mentioned, that's who they're going to ask for. All right, Jolie, let's talk about rebooking because I know some estheticians feel weird or even pushy asking a client to book their next appointment.
Totally, but here's the thing. Rebooking isn't pushy, it's professional. It shows the client that you're thinking ahead and that you're invested in their results, not just this one visit.
Yes, you're creating structure for them and for yourself. And honestly, seeing your books fill out a few weeks or even months in advance, that is such a confidence booster.
Yeah, and it gives you breathing room. You stop living appointment to appointment and start running a business that feels stable and intentional.
And this is something you can track weekly. If you're just getting started, set a rebooking goal, say 50%. Then challenge yourself to beat it each week.
And if you're nervous about how to bring it up, just rehearse it. Keep it client focused. Say something like, consistency is key. Would you like to stick with the same day and time next month?
Boom, no pressure, just professional planning. So here's your challenge this week. Track how many clients rebook on the spot and aim to increase that number by just 10% for next week.
Small shifts like this lead to big wins. You got this. And if needed, offer loyalty points or perks. The goal is to have 70 to 80% of your clients rebook for their next appointment before they leave.
Rebooking is connected to all other metrics as well. When you rebook a client, your retention and utilization rate increase. And these clients are going to trust you. They're going to be more inclined to purchase retail and also try more effective, more expensive treatments. This affects your average service dollar per client, the typical amount someone spends with you.
This can be boosted without adding more clients. It's all about offering value and recommending what actually benefits them. Say your average service ticket is $85. Could you offer a $30 LED add-on while they're masking?
It really comes down to recommending the best treatment to your client. That $30 LED add-on is going to be a lot more transformative than an introductory facial that they walked in for. We know that those 30-minute introductory facials is not going to give you the same results as a results-focused treatment like hydrofacial, for example.
Practice bundling your services into results driven plans. It's not about upselling, it's about creating transformational packages.
Absolutely. These treatment plans can help build strong trust with your client and keep them coming back. All right, Jolie, the final metric, product sales. We're aiming for 20 to 30% of your revenue to come from retail.
Retail bridges the gap between visits. If they're not using good products at home, the results from the facial won't last, and that reflects back on you. Display your retail well. Talk about the why and not just the what. And package products as solutions, not shelf fillers. If you want a refresher on our tips for rebooking and selling products, refer back to our 4th episode on the closing of the service cycle.
Yes, please. That's a great episode where we break down the today, next time, and at home approach. Okay, Estes, you've got the data, but how do you actually use it?
Step 1, pick 2 metrics to track this month. That's it. Don't overwhelm yourself.
Most software programs have the ability to track these metrics, but if not, use a simple spreadsheet or track weekly in your notes app. You just need to know your baseline.
Once you know where you're at, set a goal. Maybe it's increasing your rebooking by 10% or adding $10 to your average service ticket.
Then reverse engineer. What needs to happen during the appointment to achieve this? For example, if your goal is to rebook 70% and you have 10 clients in a day, you'll need to rebook 7 of them. It could be as simple as writing your mini daily goals on a post-it and checking them off as you go.
This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Metrics help you move intentionally instead of staying busy.
All right, fellow Esties, your challenge this week is to choose 2 of those metrics and start tracking. Share them with your accountability partner or tag us on Instagram at Esty Training.
And if you want our plug and play esthetician metrics tracker, head over to our website, www.sttraining.com. It's totally free and it's a great starter tool to get you thinking about metrics.
Thanks for tuning in to the Skinstructors podcast. We'll see you next time. And as always, don't hesitate to educate.